Murdock.
Everybody, let's keep it going for the amazing acts and live performance which still exist here in New York City.
Yeah.
One more time. That's what I'm talking about. My friends, it is an effed up world. If you are not crazy, you have problems.
Yeah.
Now let's get a couple ground rules going on, some things that are near and dear to my heart. Number one, there is no such thing as black and white people. We are brown and pink and something in between. White people were insecure about being pink, so they pushed us as far away on the color spectrum from each other. Also, Europe, not a continent. It is Asia's wrinkled dick. I defy you, look at the map, you will see that I am correct. It is Asia's wrinkled dick slapping Africa, which, if you know history, is about right. And that is why we are the way we are today, my friends. It is a messed up world, and it is getting crazier and crazier out there. Who is bad, who is good? I don't know anymore. Not that it was ever really so black and white, but it is getting more and more difficult to, put out who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. Used to be, that people would flee Russia to come here, and now we're doing the exact opposite. And as that's going on, some of the most horrific treatment of homosexuals in the world going on in Russia, and we can't even really yell at them about it. And in fact, there's a big chunk of our country that's saying, great, that's great, they got it right. It's actually truly is so bad out there in Russia for the gays. But then you see the typical American reaction is, well, we're gonna dump Stoli. We're gonna dump Stoli. Take that, Russia. Except here's the problem. Stoli is a Latvian company. It is not Russian. You're punishing the Latvians for something the Russians did. Very fucked up. Historically, the Latvians have not been treated well by the Russians. Also, Stoli is it's very pro-gay. It has been said instead, it is marketed, it has bottles with the rainbow flag. It is so misguided and just so American, like, we'll show you, we'll drink a different vodka. Take that, injustice. Punishing Latvia for something that the Russians did, like this, it's kind of like punishing an animal abuser by smacking him with a puppy. All right? It is misguided. It's going to go nowhere. The story of Snowden, I am of course pro Snowden because I am somebody who doesn't believe that a spy would tell everybody what he finds out. That's not what spies do usually. They don't, let everybody know. So it's horrifying. But he was a little misguided himself in that he ran from injustice to Putin, which is, I don't know if you heard of the guy. Yeah, kind of messed up. That's kind of like trying to run from the fire and jumping in the oven. It's not going to work out for anybody. It fucking scares me, man. It really does scare me where we're at. But it's hilarious because we are so disassociated from it because all this is happening and really it's gone and all these crazy like the bees dying and you need bees, right? We believe that we're pro bee here, are we?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, good. That's great because we'll die without them. But we what's trending on Yahoo now? It's Honey Boo Boo did something stupid and oh my God, Paris Hilton. And we're so far off, in terms of what we're actually looking at. We are the most powerful country on earth ever. We have over 8,000 nuclear weapons, and we don't give a fuck. We just don't care. It's whatever. Fucking death of the world. Which might be the last words of the world. We're gonna have President Palin when she decides to launch the fucking bombs. The last message to the universe from Earth will be OMG. Just be what? I've always thought it was weird that we would send satellites to the Earth, out to the universe, trying to communicate with potential aliens. Number one, because what if they're like us? I don't think we don't want to meet them, because if they're anything like us, we'll be in deep, deep, deep shit. But one of the most confusing things to me that we do on these satellites that we've launched out to the universe in this attempt is we put whale songs on these, you know? Which I don't get, because we don't know what the whales are saying. What if the whales are telling the truth about us? You know, it's like, the Nazis didn't send, like, Hebrew songs because they wanted to keep that shit hush hush. We should probably, not lead with the whales' opinion of humanity, because they're, like, what if the aliens are like a lot of blubber? Like they're made of a lot of blubber. That's gonna be really awkward when we have to try and explain heating oil. And, we just thought we were so great. Oh, wait, you're even better than us. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, aliens, very sorry. Ignore the whales, ignore the whales. I didn't steal that from Star Trek. I was just influenced through marijuana and a Star Trek movie. There is a connection. All hail marijuana. And Star Trek. They do go hand in hand. We're so disassociated, though, from reality, from where, like, what's actually matters. One of my greatest fears is that I would have to explain a $20 Farmville gift certificate to somebody from Sudan. Oh, what's that? Well, that's where we pay $20 to pretend to farm. Do you have that in Sudan? No? Well, viva la difference, huh? What? We could take that $20 and feed your village for a month? Psst, I don't think so, greedy Sudanese hypothetical man. That wouldn't give me the same feeling of community that I get from Farmville gift certificates. Yeah. You keep your hands away from me, fella. So fucked up. We are in a weird world, and we're mean. We are a mean country. Like, it freaks me out that we have this much power as a country. We're not even paying any kind of attention, and we're just nasty little motherfuckers. And I apologize for my language, but I'm not wrong. I was on a train from New Jersey to New York not too long ago, last week, and we stopped right after we had left a station, and like there was a long pause, and Jersey suburbanites started to act snotty, which is, I was like, yes, and I was like, yes, all right, that's fine, and then we found out we had hit somebody, all right, and the agent came and told me that we had hit somebody, and the first thing that somebody says is, oh, how inconsiderate. I'm gonna be late. And I was like, and then people started to echo him. And then the guy who said the initial fucking awful, selfish fucking thing was, he said, well, hopefully an ambulance will take him, or the police will take him to the hospital. That way he could die at the hospital. And I was like, and that's where I turned around and I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? And I looked like that, so everybody looked at me like I was the problem. But they shut the fuck up. And I looked at the guy. He had fucking white socks and boat shoes, and the white socks were pulled up to his knees, and he had a fanny pack on. So clearly he has not had to be anywhere on time for a long time. So he's just being a selfish prick. Because nobody has ever said, oh my God, wear his fucking dick-faced McFanny pack. I hope he shows up on time to gonna remind us how meaningless human life is, right? If dick-faced McFanny pack isn't here to remind us that nothing matters and human life ain't worth shit, then what? Dick-faced McFanny pack, and I called him that on the train. Yeah, yes I did. Because I am a 38-year-old man who makes balloon dicks at a drag restaurant. I got nothing to lose. Nothing at this point. Oh, it's fucking horrible. We get angry at all the wrong things. I made the mistake of trying to start a conversation on Facebook once. Oh, God. And I learned that people have a lot of anger triggers. And apparently, one of those, what do we get mad about? You know, not the bees. No, that's fucking irrelevant. No, fucking the government spying on you. Fucking somebody has a gluten allergy. They're a Nazi. Fucking gluten allergies are fake. They fucking shrieked. They went bananas. My comment was, I was alive before gluten came out of the closet. You know, my point in that was that, like, there's so many things we didn't know back in the day that we screwed with people who were just sick. They were just physically ill. Like, I was gonna go, like, how many normally righteous and beautiful grandmothers just screwed with their grandchildren because they were lactose intolerant, which we didn't know, and they're like, drink your goddamn milk, because milk was sacred, right? Milk was fucking American. Milk was given to you by God. If you didn't like milk, you were a pansy. You were a communist. And that's what the grandmother was looking. He's gonna be a pansy communist if he doesn't drink his fucking milk. And like this kid was just sick. You know, he's trying to explain to his normally very benevolent grandmother, like, Grandma, that doesn't make me feel good. The milk is killing me. And he's like, you're gonna kill America. That was my point. My people went fucking bananas. And they were so mad at the people who had gluten allergies. And like, why would you be mad at them? I know one thing for sure about gluten. It's delicious. You know, you're giving up delicious. You know, people don't give up delicious on purpose. Have you seen America? We love delicious. We're more worried about delicious than anything else out in the world. We are such fans of delicious. If an American purposely gives up delicious, it's because the delicious is making them sick. You fucking asshole. Why would you be so mad about a gluten allergy? What's wrong with you? They fucking flipped out on me. And if we're gonna take that logic of like we didn't understand lactose intolerant, gluten allergy, well, what if besides being lactose intolerant, what if some people are vaginally intolerant? That's what I want to say to my Christian fundamentalist friends. You understand that we were wrong about milk? How about gays? You know, how about that? Maybe like somebody's dick intolerant or vaginally intolerant, it just doesn't work for them. You know, it makes them sick, it makes them unhappy. Stop trying to force people to drink milk, you know, have missionary boring sex, you know, because you're uncomfortable with what? It doesn't even affect you. You still get to have milk, gluten, vagina, dick, or whatever you want. Oh. Yeah, it takes a lot of Red Bull to be me. Now I'm gonna ruin your perception of me because like I might seem like I have a soul, but I have my own freaking mistakes. I don't have relationships, I have situations. I like to think it's because I'm so passionate. There are other reasons that are more true. I make mistakes. I am in my mid to late 30s, and I'm dating a 21-year-old woman. So I know. It's so fucked. What's fucked up about it, though, is she has like an S&M thing, where she wants me to like be like yell at her and call her master, you know, and like I'm not at the moment, but sexually I'm kind of laid back, and I have a hard time yelling or being angry at a 21-year-old woman who will sleep with me. Because it's hard to say thank you in an angry way. You know? Like, oh, your breasts are 21 years firm. I'm so angry at you. I'm furious. Oh, or aroused. Mostly just aroused. Actually, not. Thank you. No, this is great. That ruins it ruins the illusion. I do that often. Oh, reality is not hot. Reality is not hot. Oh, and then the American reality is upsetting. Now, I did a lot of work with Occupy, you know, because I'm concerned. You know, I am concerned about where my country is, which is not to say that Occupy had all of the answers. It didn't, but at least they were devoting the time. You know, like people who like, you know, particularly in the comedic world, it is like now, it's like the edgy thing is to talk shit, besides gluten allergies, to trash on people who give a shit. When really, like all America has to do, we do 5 hours of TV a day. Cut that in half and devote like half of that time to like actually talking and dealing with your country. I trust me, shit would change quick. All we have to do is pay attention. We're not gonna. I know it sounds easy, but we're not gonna because MTV and like all the other shit. But I got, again, Facebook. Why do I do Facebook? All right, sorry. That occurred to me. I became why do I do Facebook? You know, it's kind of like going on a treadmill and bitching about the like unchanging scenery. But still, I will tell you. I got on and a comic was saying like, you know, that Occupy was a big old circle jerk that accomplished nothing. Now I know a certain thing about this comic. He does nothing for anybody else, ever. He is the laziest, most nihilistic piece of shit this side of me, all right? He's not a good person. He doesn't do shit. So him calling a circle jerk, well, like, you know, you're the one covered in semen in the middle. You know, like, what are you doing? You know, not that that's a bad thing, but if you're angry about it and yelling at the, no, I'm not gonna get into the circle jerk. We're gonna go highbrow. I apologize, but two of the things, true. Whoever said that is true. Circle Jerks Are Highbrow is my next one-man show. And I am ready for this. Please open for me. Or I'll open for you. Whatever. You know, musicians. Everybody wants to hear them. You know, where I'm going with this, though, is this. All right? Number one, they said, like, Occupy, it was just a bunch of white people. Now, all right, there were a lot of white people. But there were thousands of black people. I know this because I went around the country. All right? So, number one, fuck you. Why is it that it's always white people who hang out with white people, and I know that they only hang out with white people, who talk about the lack of black people in fucking activism? Drives me nuts. Fucking ridiculous. Number two, they're like, this revolution could have succeeded, but it was a bunch of hipsters. Okay. So what you're telling me is that the reason you didn't join what you called a potential world-changing revolution is that the wrong people were involved. That is the most hipster fucking reason you could give to not do anything. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do something yourself then, you lazy prickwad. What are you gonna tell your grandchildren who are living in a B-list dystopia where fucking everything is poisoned and fucking on the brink of war every day? Well, Grandpa, what did you do to stop it? Well, I was gonna. But like all the wrong people, I got there and some of these people were so annoying that I just couldn't, man. Grandpa, fuck you, die! I'm going to strangle you in our fucking Halliburton fucking sack. Whew. The thing about 5 energy drinks is that it works. The other thing is that when I'm staring at my ceiling saying, why can't I sleep? And I'm shaking. It's like cocaine without the hassle. It's very fun. Do I have time? Where am I at? All right, I'm going to finish with a story. Besides the freaking pride of being a man who makes balloon dicks and vaginas for a living, I've made other mistakes. I was once a tour guide on the New York City double-decker buses. And I was here during the Republican convention, which was a really interesting time because the tour guides are very familiar with history. And the Republicans are Republicans, which it got kind of nasty. And a lot of back and forth, you know. All the older tour guides who had seniority, they just took off, leaving, you know, people like me. And I had a lot of people who normally hate New York and talk about the evil liberal New Yorks showing up with shopping bags, giant shopping bags, and going, we did this for you. And I'm like, I don't understand. Can I have the shopping bags? No, they're ours. But I bought these shopping bags for you. And I was like, okay, all right, fine, all right, you did it for me. I need your tips, so I will smile and nod. Mentos, here we go. All right, we're on a tour guide. The question they kept on asking me though is, over, is, did you know anyone who died in the World Trade Center? And they would ask you while you're on mic, which is really awful. Awful. It's an awful thing to do. Do you know anybody who died? Like, oh, just, hey, come on here. Let me lick the tears off your face. Here, come on. Let me take your pain. I'll pretend it's my own. I can take it back to my friends in Oklahoma and show it off like I was fucking there. No. And I kept on just ignoring it, because that's what I do with really stupid questions when I need tips from the people who ask stupid questions. But one time it was the third tour of the day, which means I had been giving tours to people for 12 hours and I was not in the mood. And somebody asked, did you know anyone who died in the World Trade Center? And I decided this is the time to give answers. So I had a dramatic pause. They all leaned in. They were hungry. Yes, they were. I said, yes, I know people who died in the World Trade Center. 7 of the terrorists were on my ultimate frisbee team. And so it is awkward, my friends. They did not tip me, but the looks on their face will pay me until I die. I am John Murdock. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I'm on WBAI Radio, 99.5 FM, this Thursday, 2 to 3. Enjoy yourself, speak to each other, and good God Almighty, tell the world that what you hear and musically hear is so much better than what is on radio or TV. So spread the good word and support your fellow artists.
Yeah! Everybody, that's John Murdock. I'm over on the tip jar now for him. So show him some love there.